for Sturgeon River Parkland.
Mr. Speaker, Atlantic Canadians have been devastated by the effects of Hurricane Fiona this past weekend.
Yes.
They were then shocked to learn from Nova Scotia Power and Premier Tim Houston that emergency crews from our American neighbours were unable to cross the border due to the ArriveCan app. Now, the Prime Minister has stated twice in this House today that no delays happened, but I want to hear it from the Public Safety Minister. Was the Prime Minister correct in saying that no delays happened, yes or no?
Minister of Public Safety.
That's right out of Pierre's handbook.
Mr. Speaker, I can assure my colleague that the Prime Minister was absolutely correct when he said that there was no delays caused by ArriveCan. And in fact, over the last number of days.
Okay, nope. We're going to pause that for a second. We're going to take a little look-see-poo. ArriveCan related issue impacted U.S. crews at border during storm. Nova Scotia Power. Nova Scotia Power says directly.
Never fell down.
Domenico Giansante is counting his blessings. He awoke to find this tree leaning against his West End Halifax home after Fiona's force sent it barreling down. No one was hurt, and his home sustained. This tree in his backyard nearly brought heavy rain and hurricane force winds.
Difficult ones because they have to use a crane and stuff like that.
The Canadian Armed Forces has been called in to help remove trees like these that have still been left unattended. Nova Scotia Power says these kinds of blocked off roads makes doing their job even more difficult.
In some locations, we have whole streets where trees have come down and broken almost every pole along that street. And we're using all those additional crews that we've brought in.
As for Giansante, he's trying to find the light during a difficult time.
Trying to give the tree away free, nobody wants.
Nova Scotia Power has confirmed there was an issue related to ArriveCan that prompted concerns among U.S. crews that they may not be able to cross the border to help Canada amid post-tropical storm Fiona. This is from Global News that directly quotes Nova Scotia Power. Who to be to buy the guy? Who you gonna trust? You gonna trust Nova Scotia Power directly? I don't know why I'm sounding a little Irish. Or are you gonna trust the Prime Minister? Yeah. Load of crap, buddy pal.
We've been reaching out to CBSA and Nova Scotia representatives from the government to ensure that that is indeed the case. Most importantly, this is a time for all members of the House to be united, as the Leader of the Opposition himself said, the Leader of the Conservative Party said, so that we can work together to do what is necessary on the ground to support everybody who has been impacted. Thank you.
Honourable Member for Sturgeon River Parkland.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I think you could understand that we'd be confused when the Minister of Emergency Preparedness acknowledged that there were delays at the border. Now the Prime Minister's saying there were no delays, and the Minister of Public Safety is backing him up. We're not sure what the message is coming out of this government, but I think we can all agree that given that the government has agreed to scrap the ArriveCan app, that this government will acknowledge that it was a failure. Thank you.
The Honourable Government House Leader.
Take the mic and drop it.
Mr. Speaker, I would say that a tremendous tragedy has befallen the people in Atlantic Canada.
That's right.
Today is a time where we stand with all of them. At the beginning of this House, that was a sentiment I had heard. We've attempted to answer.
Whatever you do, don't answer the question. Whatever you do, do not answer the question, or you're fired without your golden pension. Don't answer the question. Don't answer the question.
Answer these questions. We have answered that ArriveCan was not responsible for any delays. Right now, I think we all have to be pulling in the same direction, asking questions about what real solutions we can offer to Atlantic Canadians. I look forward to those questions, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah. Well, I've showed this several times. ArriveCan is the most popular app, apparently, with 600,000 reviews, bringing in 4.5 stars, because that's all believable when TikTok, which we all know is a global plague. Global. Notice how I didn't say Canadian. Global plague. ArriveCan. Arrive to Canada. A very small country relative to the rest of the world. TikTok has 900,000. 900,000. That means there's only 300,000 reviews missing in order for them to be tied. Does that make sense? Nope, doesn't. I'll answer it for you. But sure, tell us more about how ArriveCan was not a failure. Wink.
Well, member for Kildonan St.
Propaganda.
Mr. Speaker, there's been unprecedented accident did damage, homes destroyed, thousands were without power, and we're hearing reports about fatalities. We know that Hurricane Fiona was certainly destructive and deadly. But meanwhile, the Prime Minister and the Minister of Public Safety are busy denying the Nova Scotia Premier was telling the truth that the ArriveCan app delayed the entry of American powerline crews to get to those in need in Nova Scotia and the Maritimes. Is this the priority of the Liberal government, Mr. Speaker, to deny the claims of Premier Houston and Nova Scotia Power? Is this really their priority right now, Mr. Speaker, or will they apologize to East Coast Canadians?
Is this real life, or is this
we have been working, every moment
fantasy?
with Premier Houston and with emergency officials. I again would repeat, I'm not sure how many times different ministers and the Prime Minister can say it. There was no delay,
Caught in a whoopsie, lying out of my teeth. I had to finish it.
I look forward to questions on how we can positively contribute to helping those in Atlantic Canada.
That's right.
Member for
That's
Kildonan
right.
St.
Good job on not answering the question.
Positively contribute is not to pick a fight with the Premier of Nova Scotia in the middle of a hurricane defending the ArriveCan app. ArriveCan has disrupted travel, damaged tourism, separated families, and caused thousands of Canadians undue hardship for years, but these Liberals refused to act until it was too late. It took the delay of American powerline crews' entry into Canada to get to those in need for Liberals to finally act to end the mandatory use of ArriveCan. It is a national embarrassment, Mr. Speaker. Will they show some humility and apologize?
The Honourable Minister for Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, in the spirit of collaboration in this moment.
Put your mask on. Put your mask on. What are you doing? Look at his face. He's like, I don't care if I'm spreading COVID. We're all going down with this ship.
Of emergency, I want to assure my colleague that I reached out, the Minister of Intergovernmental Affairs reached out to the Premier of Nova Scotia to be sure that he had all of the support that we could provide from the federal government to help Nova Scotians at this difficult time. And that is what we are laser-like focused on, making sure that the Canadian Armed Forces are deployed, that we are matching contributions based on the generosity of Canadians, and doing everything possible to help Nova Scotians and all Canadians so that they can get over this difficult period.
Pal, Canadian. I'm Marco Mendicio. Look, Canadians don't have money. You've taxed everybody. There's no money left. No one's traveling. No one's doing anything because we can't afford it. Gas is skyrocketing. They're tripling the carbon tax, and you're getting double the GST tax credit, which means it's Farkle. You ever play the game Farkle? It stands for fuck all, because that's what the government means. That's what the Liberal government means. Fuck all, man. You get nothing. No one has any money left. So they're matching donations. They're matching. Why don't the government just donate a number? I don't know, $1 million, a couple million? I don't know. Why are you trying to match money where nobody has the funds, dude? This is like... Calm down.
And we'll continue to do that.
The Honourable Member for Lac Saint-Jean. Mr. Speaker, at Roxham Road, criminal human traffickers are exploiting and robbing extremely vulnerable families. After avoiding the issue for years, the minister finally
Well, that's a different topic, albeit a very important one, but we're going to stick to the ArriveCan one for this video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let's fuel our anger by watching Liberal government lie. They are hurting themselves by not being humble, but we already know that that's how this is going to play out, which is why Pierre Poilievre is going to be the next Prime Minister of Canada. Called it. See you in the next one.